All right, welcome back, guys. This is Karen, and we're playing Year Walk for the second walk. So this gets really interesting because basically, in the old days, man tried to catch a glimpse of the future in the strangest of ways. They locked themselves in dark rooms, not partaking of food and drink. At the stroke of midnight, they ventured out into the night, through the dark woods, where strange creatures roamed. I read too fast for this script. To see if they would be wealthy, to see if they would be happy, to see if they would live, to see if they would be loved. Ding, 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 ding. All right, so if you recall, in the last episode, there was a thing that said, north of the mill, south of the brook. Remember, I would also point you out to this journal that requires a username and password. And if you look here, north of the mill, south of the brook, that's very important. So let's look at our map. If you look north of the mill, the Ulm 68. Okay. So, make sure I spelled that right. Aom 68. Okay. And then south of the brook, down here, oh, bam, 1894. So that's the username and password for the journal, okay? So, and this is very important. If you don't do this, you will, 1894, you cannot progress any further. Nothing else will happen because there's just no way for you to have the information needed. So I'm going to flip my paper over because I will need to draw some stuff very soon. Connecting, journal viewer, logging in, Theodore whatever. Okay, so there's a lot of posts in here. There's a ton of reading. I'm not going to read all of it. I'm going to click through each of them and tell you what's important about them. Okay, so thankfully you don't have to, you can just click forward. Hello, new system. Cool. Testing photo upload. It works. Probably right here more often. Not enough information about year walking. Talk to somebody. Suggestive field work. Been talking to elderly folks. They've forgotten the details. Secondhand stories. Thinking sent on a wild goose chase. Took some interviews. Over 100 years old. Grandfather's brother had once year walked. Maiden name was Svensson. Born in Vedtorp. You can only hope that her grandfather was as well. Okay. More interviews, blah, blah, blah. Okay. 6 households in Vedtorp with the surname Svensson. 1913. 2 brothers, 1942. Daniel Svensson died in 1895. If I recall correctly, Daniel Svensson is who you were playing as. Daniel is the only one that's supposedly year walked. A miller's apprentice. Sound familiar? Grasping at straws. Nothing of interest at the library. Bored. Newspapers mention it. Okay, so, Swedish. I can sort of do, I can sort of do Norwegian if I'm given very simple words, but I can't read Swedish. Information scarce. Name was Stina Nilsson, Miller's daughter. Body found in a field, stabbed multiple times. I wonder who that could be. Excuse me. Motive behind murder is jealousy. On her way home, intercepted by Daniel, found the following morning. Okay, great tragedy. Nothing else in the press. Talked to ES. I'm guessing this is like his mentor or something. Murder case unknown to him. Peculiar rune stone. Definite connection between symbols and year walking. Could not tell how. Found another article. Borrowed the article just in case. You're not supposed to do that. More to learn about Daniel. He travels to Vedtorp. Okay. Hotel is empty. Got back from the archive. Only open 4 hours a day. Possibly found files I need tomorrow, reading and lots of it. Archive exceeded my wildest dreams. This is important. On New Year's Eve, year 1893, Daniel Svensson did indeed year walk. Court records referred to his year walk at several occasions. Started to scratch the surface. Must be beliefs hidden amongst the papers that have been forgotten for ages. Borrowing the file. He is not following the rules. Borrowing. I'm going to put that in air quotations. He borrowed the file. Okay. Could not sleep last night, too excited. Much of the records are in legal nature but are relevant passages. Daniel claimed he knew that he would murder Stina after seeing it in a vision on his year walk. Sadly, the scribe had not bothered to take it all down and occasionally just refers to it as the ramblings of a madman. Elements that are new to me. Need fresh air. Daniel's cabin soul sorting is briefly mentioned in the protocol. Okay. Huh, that looks familiar. Drove around for hours in the forest today. Woods to get lost in. Never heard of the cabin. Was about to give up when I met an old man. His aunt had lived there till the 60s. 3 different owners. Last family owned the cabin, only stayed there 1 summer. Their 5-year-old son drowned in a brook nearby. And after that, they never returned. No one's lived there since. Okay, so there's the cabin. Deep in the forest, narrow path. This was the place where he started his year walk over 100 years ago. It's a lonely place. I found a strange box. What an odd thing to leave in the middle of the forest. Seems to be in more or less mint condition. Could not resist taking it. Tonight I need whiskey and lots of it. He just takes whatever he wants, doesn't he? Okay. Went to the church today. Put a bouquet of flowers on Stina's grave. Seemed appropriate. Depressing. Search for Daniel's graves, but there was no stone, and according to the priest, there probably never was. The gravestones ES told me about are gone. Weather unreasonably bad. Spent the day at the country archive. Tried to locate a photo. Lost in the files when moved from the regional archive. Another murder case. Lisa Rasmussen drowned 4 infants in a creek. Huh! She was an angel maker who received foster children for poor unmarried mothers. It was all a charade. After she got her money, she drowned them. The runes are not marked on any map. He drew me a rather primitive map. Searched for the stone for a long time. Found it at last. Felt compelled to touch it. Had the strangest sensation of looking beyond. Heading home tomorrow. Wish I had more time. This stone is old. Might predate Christianity. Oh yeah, that looks a lot like it. Walked around the church for a while. Found the box when I unpacked. Almost forgotten about it. It looks much smaller than it does in the game. Seems to have a lock-like construction, but I can't open it. Reminds me of a puzzle box. Decided not to tell him about the box. He's always nagging me about ethics. Okay. Feeling a bit strange. Had weird dreams ever since I came back from Vedtorp. Dreamt that I was in a wasteland. This is important. Yeah, this is where I need to start drawing stuff. So this constellation, this triangle right here, I need to keep track of that. Because it's important that I keep this in order. Searching for the keys to my locker together with Jenny from high school, laughed and dug in the sand. Suddenly the sky lit up and she pointed to a simple constellation of stars. She whispered in my ear to never forget it. I asked her what it meant, but she was dead, and her bones were withered and old. Have been feeling rather queasy since I woke up. Okay. Held a lecture. On year walking, several faculty members attended it. They ridiculed me in front of the students. Another strange dream while doing my homework. The pale horse outside the window would come inside. Woke up soaked in sweat. Must remember to buy groceries. He's starting to lose it a little bit. Fiddled with the box, no clue how to open it. Frustrating. Don't feel the need to share any of my research. What inside the box is an itch that can't be scratched. Can't find anything that resembles it. Having more strange dreams. Something happened in those woods. Is year walking a mere vision quest? Are the visions brought on by lack of light and food? Yes, believe so, but not so sure. Dreamt of the runestone. Woke up in the forest. Blah, blah, blah. She withered into dust. The Grimm's eyes glowed at me. Woke up. Found myself thinking of the stone. What does it mean and how is it connected to your walking? Did not feel like sleeping last night. Or tonight. Drinking coffee and watching TV. If I stay awake, those dreams will stay away. I'm guessing this guy is Swedish, because he had a Swedish name, I think. I want to tell you guys, Scandinavians are crazy coffee drinkers. My fucking Viking husband will drink an ass ton of coffee every single day. They drink so much fucking coffee, it's ridiculous. Okay, moving on. Could not understand much of my students' presentations today. Must sleep. Someone is watching me all the time. So this is when he really starts to kind of, this character, this Theodore guy, he really starts to kind of lose it. Like, there's something going crazy in his head. Got an email reminder to deliver the text for the game, wrote 7 or 8 pages, hopefully it's enough. Waiting, don't know for what. Received an odd email today. Got over 1,000 of these during last night. The email seemed to have stopped when my inbox was full. Don't know what it could mean. Maybe it's a prank by my students, but they seem too unimaginative to come up with something like this. Don't think it will end here. This is also important. I need to draw the shape that these zeros are in, or O's. I don't know if it's an O or a zero. It looks like a zero. So half circle. Okay. Is it some kind of threat? Called the priest. He said that Vedtorp sometimes has a strange effect on people. I was going to ask him about the box, but decided to hang up when he suggested I should see someone. Woke up last night, heard baby screams from beneath the floorboards, panicked. Managed to pry up some of the floorboards, the screaming stopped. The Watchers, the Night Raven, the Huldra, the Brook Horse, and the Church Grim. There might be others. Cannot be sure. Can they disguise themselves? Maybe they can read my mind. The Watchers, because they watch, that's what they do, but is it all they do? Year walk equals system error. This is actually a really interesting thought. He's basically postulating that when people are year walking, they're tricking the system of how reality works. Being able to see the future is not something that should happen. And so he's basically calling it a glitch in the system. Year walking works, but it was never meant to. It's against all the rules. The universe blinked its eye and someone crossed all the barriers that are known to time as time and space. Yeah, that's a good explanation. The Watchers are watching, but who are watching the Watchers? How can you bend time and space? Surprisingly scornful of my theories. Impossible to gaze into the future. The future is not set. Nothing happens until it happens. Watchers are more than they appear and less. They are real, yet they are unreal. They do not exist in the manner that this table and this chair exist. How do I know these things? Are they my thoughts? Am I writing this? I certainly did not draw this, but yet it's right there in my notebook. Okay, that's another. A box. Okay. A square shape. Watchers or antibodies. So I'm going to go ahead and make this like a long finale episode because this is everything. This is everything you need to know. What he's saying here is essentially the Watchers are the people that are trying to prevent the year walks from happening because they shouldn't be happening, which is why he compares them to antibodies. Daniel broke the rules and he was punished. Bam, right there. Held another lecture. The last one for a long while, it seems. It's been decided that I need a break, but it matters not. Have more important things to do. I've been an idiot. These shapes, it's the same as on the box. Did someone see me take it? Tried the symbols I've received, but the box remains shut. There must be more coming. Woke up last night, the telephone rang. Answered, could not hear anyone. Hung up, it rang again. Answered. Could hear someone speak on the other side. Could not make out what was being said. The voice was too far away. Hung up, it kept ringing. Cut the cord. Bought whiskey. Bought food. People stare. Don't want to go out there again. Too many people know who I am. If you break the rules, there will be consequences. Wished I'd not cut the cord to my phone. Need to hear a human voice. Don't dare to go out. At first, I didn't even notice one of the paintings in my living room has been replaced. That's important too. Right side up triangle. Must have happened during the 30 minutes I slept. Cannot let my guard down. Someone was here. Or something. Will the antibodies come for me? Am I a virus in the eye of the universe? Boarded up the balcony and all the windows. Nothing can come in now, I hope. It shouldn't be possible, but someone was here again. I'm definitely being threatened. There was a knife on my kitchen table. Old, but sharp. I realized that the knife is his. We're connected. The church is central to this, and yet it's not. Perhaps the church itself is not important, but rather the energy of the place, blah, blah, blah. The gate is always there, but it's not a gate. Gates are meant to be open or closed. Rift in the fabric of the very existence of everything. Why allow it? Why does the universe or God or someone not shut the gate? If we're not meant to do it, why let us? I can hear the heart of the universe beating. What is happening? Feel like a worm under a big boot. I feel the shadow hanging over me, waiting to get crushed. She sings and I shall follow. She's trying to fool me. That I know, but I must get closer to her because then I get closer to the key that leads to the heart of it all. Wonder if he's talking about the Huldra here. I'm not sure. Now that's the ramblings of a lunatic. I didn't steal the box because it begged me to take it with me. I didn't realize boxes could speak, Theodore. Alright, Daniel survived all the Watchers, lured by the Temptress, brought the innocents to the Pale Horse, unearthed the parasite, and finally faced the master of them all, but he was destroyed. Could I have gone any other way? Am I doomed? Is the future set, or can it be altered? Must help him. It's the right thing to do. There's a bond between us. Might have figured it out. 5 Watchers, 5 symbols, which means there is one more coming. So tired. Can't seem to hold my thoughts for any period of time. Should probably eat more often, but I must resist. It's important that I come prepared. So he's basically preparing himself for his own year walk. If you pay attention, like his lights are off, he's not eating as much, so on and so forth. Can love really be a weakness, or is it a strength? The poor girl, it seems unfair. If the future can be altered, why not the past? Am I playing the part of the fool in the cosmic play, and if so, what purpose? Blah, blah, blah. Disconnected the microwave oven just in case. Feeling absolute terror at the possibility that there's no purpose, no rhyme, no reason. Why me? The only way I can help him is if I break the rules. It will come at a price, but what do I care if I can rise above it all? Saw her lifeless body, she is beautiful even in death. Have been crying ever since. It seems so needless and so cruel. Ready for anything, don't care anymore. It's finally here, the last one. Woke up with this on my palm. Bam. Tried to wash it out, it's a tattoo. Tested them in all different combinations, but could not figure out how to do it. I must sleep. I will open the box tomorrow. Of course, so simple. Rotate the wheel, release when the symbol aligns with the grim, in the order they were delivered to me. But why was it empty? I thought it was Daniel all along. I thought he was here, but it cannot have been he who sent me the password. It doesn't make sense. If the box was empty, it means it must be filled. Come on, dude. It's not Daniel sending it. It's you. If not the boy, then it must have been the Watchers. He was doomed. I think the girl can be saved. I put everything he needs in the box and locked it. I will leave it where I found it, where all of this started. My mind is set on this doesn't mean that I am doomed too. I think it's you, man. The rift is open. It wants me to go through. Pack my things. I wonder if I will come back. And some pictures of stuff that's in the game. Soul sortin'. It's cold here. Wish I could light a fire, but I must do it right. Surprised how calm I feel. Only hours remain. It's midnight. And this is the last entry. I'm pretty sure it's you that sends it back. So now you have all the information you need. The box is right here. So you don't need to do anything else. Just go forward. And here. So the upside down triangle is this one. It's the first one. And then the half moon to the right, this one. And then the box. But the box that's on its side, not the diamond, this one. The right side up triangle. And the half moon that's on its bottom, this one. Bam! And the box is opened. Christianstad, January 1st, or 21st. Yesterday morning, Vedtorp killer Daniel Svensson was executed at Christianstad prison. He was found guilty for the heinous murder of young Stina Nielsen last year. The death sentence has been criticized by the highly renowned Dr. Helmer Lundbach, who stated that Daniel is suffering from an abnormal psyche. He seems to have problems discerning past from present, and has visions of terrible creatures, something not uncommon among schizophrenics. Daniel cannot be held accountable for his actions and should be given treatment at an institution for the criminally insane. The execution was performed by Gustav Dahlberg. This was his 4th execution. Last year he was to perform the execution of the notorious Lisa Rasmussen, who is charged with the murder of 4 infants in Vedtorp, but who took her own life before the sentence could be carried out. Security has been improved greatly since. Daniel Svensson was composed during the whole process. Besides the slightly shaking hands so common among the criminal type, you could not tell Daniel from any other young man. He sobbed loudly once, when he laid his head down low, but quickly regained his composure. A quick prayer and a swift, powerful stroke, and it was over. According to the attending priest, Grenath, Daniel's last words were, "I should have killed myself, then none of this would have happened." You are long dead when I write this, and I have not yet been born. Yet we have a connection beyond life, death, space, and time, the impossible made possible by year walking. But the Watchers always win. Even though you've not passed through the rift yet, they sense the urge and they want their sacrifice. I wish there could be another way. I am sorry, but for her there is still hope. You can save her. You know what you must do. And the knife. Daniel Svensson with the Grimm. The end. So just in case if that escaped anybody, essentially what happened is the guy whose journal we were reading, Theodore, he started to investigate what had happened with Daniel, who you were playing in the first iteration of the game. He was one of the last people that seemed to have year-walked. And basically, he saw in a vision while he was year-walking that he was going to kill this girl that he loved. And he kind of went a little crazy because of it, because how can you not when you're fucking seeing the future? And it came to pass. So Theodore, when researching it, starts to kind of feel the same kind of crazy, because they're essentially violating the normal order of the universe by year walking. It's not something that they should be able to do. The end, by the way. It's not something that they should be able to do. So they kind of start to go a little crazy. But Theodore realized that he can change the past if he just sends the right information back to Daniel through that box. So he sends the newspaper, the note that he wrote, and a knife, because if Daniel kills himself, then he won't kill the girl that he loves. Bam. So, in my opinion, a really fun, great game. I'm a huge fan of this game. I really, really enjoy it. It's one that I played a couple months ago, and I was totally blown away by the story, the intricacy of the narrative, and the artwork's lovely, and it's got some nice puzzly elements that are really fun. So I would definitely recommend it, and thanks so much for watching. I certainly do appreciate it. I hope you guys have enjoyed it as much as I did. Bye-bye!